I have literally zero experience using a radial arm saw, so the smartest thing you could do right now is to swipe over to some other video. But I went to the trouble of turning on the camera, so I'm gonna go ahead with my rant. Seems like people really like to talk about how unsafe radial arm saws are, especially when used for rip cuts. Over and over, you'll see people on web discussion forums claiming doing rip cuts on a radial arm saw is really, really unsafe and it's far more safe to do it on a table saw. Is that really true? I don't know. But what I do know is that it's always sounded unintuitive to me. Am I saying that radial arm saws are safe? Certainly not. Let me say it like this. Suppose I were giving letter grades to various circular saw things based on how safe they are. First thing I'm going to say is all these tools spin really sharp things really fast near human beings. That's a terrible idea. Nobody here deserves an A grade. But I will give a B grade to a track saw. If there's a safer way to cut wood with a circular blade, I'm not aware of it. I'm going to give a C grade to compound miter saws. All the saws in this class get some kind of a C. Regular non-plunge, non-track circular saws, I'm gonna have to go with a D grade here. And then of course there's the table saw, which I've always thought of as probably the least safe thing in my shop. I mean, my table saw and I have a complicated relationship, and the only way that relationship works is because we both understand that each of us is capable of killing the other. So what letter grade am I giving a table saw? An F. I don't know what other grade could be justified. I suppose if you have enough safety equipment on your saw, and I do use a blade guard, a splitter, I use these stock guides. I got all kinds of stuff for safety. So maybe a D minus. If I had a saw stop, maybe a D. But still, this thing deserves an F. So when we say that a radial arm saw is way more dangerous than a table saw, I'm asking myself, so what, it deserves an F minus? I just bought a radial arm saw and I'm setting it up. I bought it for cross cuts with no plan to do rip cuts on it. Will I try it? I don't know. But I just found a video about rip cuts with a radial arm saw by, I think his name is Brian Weekly. And in it, he claims that rip cuts on a radial arm saw are as safe or safer than a table saw. Is he right? I don't know. But I thought the video was great. I'm going to put a link to it in the description.